rocks being thrown at you, but you have to know that God has your back. You have to know that God will never put more on you than you can bear. You have to know that God will always be there to protect you. You have to know that God is your source of strength. You see, things that are visible as well as invisible. You see, and it says whether they be thorns or dominions or principalities or powers. You see, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers in high places. You see, now the text is saying, for by him all things were created. Even the principalities and the powers was created by God. Even the trials and tribulations that I'm going through are created by God. Even the obstacles that I have to go through was created by God. That's why I can stand on the word and I can say that he'll never put more on me than he can bear. Because he already set the obstacle up. He already set the problem up. Because he understands when I come out of the situation, I'm going to come out as pure gold. You see, we have to develop and understand our purpose. We have to understand our purpose. It says principalities and powers, because all things were created by him and for him. You see, not just created by him, but they was created for him. You see, they wasn't just created by him, but they was created for him. So when it says that I was created to worship, I understand who I'm worshiping. When I was understanding that I was created to praise, I can understand who I'm praising. I don't have to run around talking about I'm serving Buddha, Muhammad, but I know the God that I serve. I know that he's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I know that he's the God that brought the children out of Egypt. I know he's the God that brought down the wall, but I know the God that I serve. You see, so often it's hard and difficult for us to understand the God that we serve, because some of us get so caught up in the places and the things that we are doing at that time. You see, sometimes we allow money to become our God. You see, sometimes we allow our jobs to become our God. You see, sometimes we allow our families to become our God. But I want somebody to understand today that if it wasn't for God, you wouldn't have the job. If it wasn't for God, you wouldn't have the family. If it wasn't for God, you wouldn't have the house and the car that you have. So you have to be able to worship the Creator that gave you the job and the house and the car. You see, and it says, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. You see, it is by him, for him, and through him that I have my being. You see, I can't move without God. I can't walk without God. I can't talk without God. I couldn't even get up this morning and hit the alarm clock without God. So I ought to have enough sense to wake up in my mind and throw my hands up in the air and say, thank you, Jesus, for waking me up. Thank you, Jesus, for starting me on my way. Thank you, Jesus, for blessing me with a right side mind. Thank you, Jesus, for letting me see a brand new day. God, I can understand you because I know the God that I serve. Hallelujah. You see, we have to understand that in 2009 we have to find purpose for our life. You see, we have to find purpose in our life. I'm not making up in my mind. I'm not looking out that I'm just gonna be going through life. You see, some of us ought to get tired of just going through life. You see, in 2008 we was running around with like chickens with our head cut off. We didn't know if we want to be here. We didn't know if we want to be there. We didn't know if we want to be with her. We didn't know if we want to be with him. We didn't know who we wanted to be with. But now it's time for us to make up in my mind. I don't care about he. I don't care about she. I don't care about them. All I care about is the God that I serve. All I want to know is my purpose in life. All I want to know is what God has for me to do. All I want to know is what direction God wants me to go in. God, because in 2009 I need you to order my steps like never before. In 2009, God, I need you to show me my path. In 2009, God, I need you to show me my friends. You see, in 2009, we need for God to begin to show us our purpose. You see, because when God shows you your purpose, you'll find yourself beginning to like your job a little bit more. You see, when you find out your purpose, you'll find yourself loving yourself a little bit more. You see, when you find your purpose, you'll find yourself loving your job, your family, your career, your friends, everything a little bit more. Because you understand, I'm not here to please you no way. You see, when you understand your purpose, I'm not here. I don't care if you don't like my cooking. I don't care if you don't like the way I look. I don't care if you don't like the way my shoes are. I don't care if you don't like the way my sing, the way I sing. I'm not here for you. I'm here for God in the first place. I'm here to fulfill my purpose. I'm here to serve my God. I'm here to serve my God. You see, because I understand my purpose. You see, because so often we can get so confused and so thrown out because we are living for other people's purpose. You see, I know I'm supposed to be in church every Sunday, but my boyfriend or my girlfriend don't like going to church, so I'm just going to come to church every other Sunday. You see, I really, my kids, they